We visit with the mayors on Wednesday, and John Nichols with us here this morning. Thanks for being here this morning.
Good morning.
On a personal note, thank you for being at the groundbreaking yesterday.
Oh, that was a great pleasure to be there. It's great to see that the business model has developed to the point where now there's resources to put building on the ground, and I'm happy to see it being done in phases. That makes it doable, I think, for the organization, and the city is certainly happy to support it by helping to entitle the land to get it ready to go.
Yeah, and challenges for nonprofits are multiple now.
Absolutely.
And to be able to place one in College Station is probably a good thing. You guys didn't get paid overtime last meeting, but you were out pretty late till about midnight. A lot accomplished, though. Your view on the last meeting you had?
Actually, that was one of the more from the dais, from my seat in the middle of the dais. It was one of the more interesting meetings in terms of testing the political will to do certain kinds of things and finding where it was and where it wasn't. And I think, for example, the Southside parking issue has been bubbling in the background and flares up every now and then. When we did the pilot study last summer, went through that report, and the majority of the council felt like that it was not something that needed to be continued. Staff was asking for direction. There were differences of opinion on council, but it was not totally split by any means. And I think that without council's strong support of something that is impacting a neighborhood, it just wasn't worth doing. And I think it could have been advanced, it could have been improved, but in doing so, we would have given up a lot of parking spaces, and probably the economics of it didn't demonstrate to be really that big a deal.
So you're going to abandon on-street parking charging for that. Going away now, but I mean, to say that it would never return would not be the right thing to say.
There's future councils, future needs could well, and new technologies. But for this council, it's not going to happen in the next few years for sure. I don't see it happening along those lines. The other thing we worked on was that Balcones Drive access road behind First Baptist Church that connects with purpose-built road alongside of HEB over off of Welborn Road. And that has been on the thoroughfare plan, but there was a proposal to remove it for the thoroughfare plan. And again, the accessibility issues and the disconnections in the community that we see were overriding as far as council was concerned, and we again, debated it a long time. There were multiple interests involved, including the church proper. They have building plans, and the Stratus Corporation that wants to build new apartments behind the HEB. Once again, we went through quite a lengthy debate and discussion, which we like to do on our city council. And we tried to, I think we were committed basically to leaving it on the thoroughfare plan, but we also wanted to protect the church, who had very significant economic concerns about what happens when they plat the piece of property they got that they want to develop. So we settled that. We solved it, and we proceeded with our plans to leave it on the thoroughfare plan, and we directed staff to come back with options of how to finance it and how to get it built within the next 2 or 3 years.
John Nichols with us this morning. You and I have both been in this community long enough to watch the College Station Council change. It used to be you could only be somebody who was retired or somebody who seemed to work at A&M to be on that council, and that's not what we have right now, nor will we have after this switch. You're going to lose a lot of veterans off of this city council. So as we have the election coming up, really no matter who's elected, there are going to be new faces in there and new things that need to be addressed. Mm-hmm. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, we're losing actually three current council members. 2 are term limited. Ms. Harvell and Dennis McElhaney. I keep saying that.
That's
Maloney. I have tripped over that so many times.
He's been called worse.
Well, I know he has, and he's proud of it, for that matter. But we're losing a couple of people who have been on for a long time, very strong neighborhood protection people. But we also have people that are coming on that are maybe the next generation, possibly any people in the business community, people that are fully employed still, and not retirees. Mm-hmm. So I think that's going to add interesting. No matter how it comes out, I think we got a couple of young folks that are running for the couple of those seats. New people with new ideas. We'll see how that works out. I'm looking forward to I fought against the 4-year terms, but now that I'm in one and I see how it works, the advantage is that you got a council for 2 years. It doesn't change, and that has some benefits. So that when you get to those even year intervals, you either lose 3 people or 4 people, depending, or they all are up for election anyway. So I think that is kind of a challenge, but I think we're going to have a good council. No matter how the election comes out, I'm pleased to see that every position is contested. Mm-hmm. So we'll have a good debate. Well, I won't say that. Mr. Yancey's not got an opponent, right. But he's established his own persona on council and who he is in the community, and brings a lot of really good ideas to our discussion debate from the business world, and I think that's been very helpful as well.
Your responsibilities as mayor go beyond council meetings themselves. You have to sit on certain other groups as a representative of the city of College Station. Talk about a couple of those.
Yeah, actually, this is a good day to talk about that, because I'm going from here to a 10:30 meeting of the Brazos Transit District, BTD, with a reorganization of the funding for that. Now that we're over 200,000 urbanized population, the 2 cities now have to put funds into BTD. They did create an additional position on the board. Mayor Gutierrez and I share that position, but I have it for the first period of time, and then the Mayor O'Brien will get it for the next 4 years after that. Alternatively, we sit on the board as a ex officio member, so we get pretty good access to that. Brazos Transit District is an important public service in this community. It serves a lot of people that most folks don't see, and the workforce transportation issues related to the university and other big employers depend on BTD, and there are other folks that don't drive that depend on it as well. And then this afternoon, I'm on the Brazos Valley Economic Development Corporation board as mayor, and the mayor has been on that for a long time, and that's a standard responsibility. Of course, that's the regional economic development organization. Susan Davenport was hired a little over a year ago, and she's got a lot of energy and helping us get out and carry the flag around the important areas of the U.S. and the world, and developing a whole new marketing campaign that'll be launched, I think, sometime in the next month or 2.
One of the things you mentioned went international, went to California as well. But the concept of maybe this not being just Brazos County, that we take this and make it a regional approach.
Oh, absolutely. And she is, Susan Davenport has been working with the county judge and the county judges and the surrounding counties to try to talk about Brazos Valley as a region, because some of the projects that want to come here may not fit in Brazos County. They may fit in Robertson or Burleson County. And so we want to reach out to provide information exchange and represent them in a more indirect way. They're not going to be funding partners because the A&M, the county, the 2 cities, and the investors group are the main funding sources for the organization. But we're going to try to create a more of a representation of the region and look at property and opportunities for landing spaces. It would benefit the Bryan and College Station, the university together, no matter whether they're in Burleson County or Grimes County or wherever. I think we've got a pretty good potential there. That's one of Susan's initiatives on that, and that's really good. I would say that one of the things I'm going to brag about today is that College Station is the number 3 boomtown city in the United States.
What does that mean?
That means that based on based on something in Nature.Cities. It's a professional publication, or research publication, and analysis that looks at how to best project population. College Station will have the 3rd fastest growing population in the next 75 years.
We won't be here.
You and I won't be here. Those kids that are being born today are going to be about 75 when we get there, but it's the path along the way.
Yeah.
And all I'm saying is this is just another one of these indicators that we're on the map. And you get on those kind of maps, and we've talked about recognitions of all kinds, and you'll take a look at our website, our economic development website, and others. You'll see those recognitions. This is another one that just popped up in the last few days that indicates that this area, this region, not just College Station, but the Brazos Valley is growing fast. And to be called the number 3 boomtown in the U.S. is a little scary for some folks, I understand, but we're already dealing with growth. And, every day I'm out with a ribbon cutting ceremony or talking about something or another that's impacting the neighborhoods, the communities, new homes, new businesses. So it's exciting times.
It is. Thanks for the time this morning.
Well, I appreciate being here. Thank you.
That's John Nichols, the mayor of College Station.